Well, I ran over here for a few minutes to restack the fire today, and I'm gonna rake through here and get all the big chunks of wood out. There's that big gum log I laid in there yesterday, and put that back there in the bottom, pile all the stuff on it, and come back tomorrow and hopefully everything will be gone. Everything is restacked, and that is burning very hot, so shouldn't be a whole lot left tomorrow. Glad I came back down here and got that restacked real quick. Now that should disappear, and then I can I'll probably push all this mess over here with the dozer and probably load some of that into the truck to fill in the borrow pit up there. I have two options here. I can dig that pit deeper and bury it there and haul that dirt up there, or just load this up and haul it up there. I'll probably just load this up and not have to move dirt twice. All right, be back tomorrow. Back here Monday morning, it looks like everything is burnt down but about 2 stumps, so I'm going to leave that well enough alone. And I want to hike through the bean field here, go get the excavator, come up here, and I got to fuel it up. I got a new 5-gallon bucket of grease. Everybody was right, the drag line did use up 98% of my grease that was left in the bucket, because I made about, I don't know, 4 grease fittings on the dozer the other day and it ran out. So got a new bucket of grease, got to hook that up, go ahead and fuel and grease the 220, and then I'm going to take it over there to the road and go ahead and install the culvert pipe and finish hauling the dirt to do the road. So we'll check that out when I get over there. Well, it looks like all this is dried out decently. I'm still probably going to scrape 3 or 4 inches off the top right here before putting the next lift in. But what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and dig my ditch, finish digging my ditch through here, and get the culvert pipe over there laid in here and covered up on the next lift of dirt. All right, I rolled the pipe down here. I'm going to go ahead and ever so gently grab it, lay it in the trench. You have to be very careful, because this pipe is about as expensive as gold right now. I think that stuff's a little over $1,000 a piece now. So you got to be careful with it. Put that right there, and the next piece is going to go in front. I'm going to lay it pretty close. I got to take the plastic off of it and spray some soapy water in the on the rubber gasket so that it will push together. So this is actually the DOT spec pipe. It's a very strong and durable stuff. I mean, you can crush it with the excavator, but it'll actually take a fair amount of force. It's supposed to be the equivalent to concrete pipe in plastic standards, so it works good for like this right here. See, it doesn't have a whole lot of cover, just because I couldn't dig the ditch down any deeper or I'd be below grade, therefore it wouldn't drain. And I'm going to put about 1 foot of dirt over top of it, and then about 6 to 8 inches of stone, so that'll end up with, you know, 18 inches of cover, which will be adequate for it. But for like regular black plastic pipe, that would be pretty marginal, as if like something very heavy drove in here, it would stand a pretty good chance that it would get crushed. So let me take the plastic off that. Actually, I'm going to pick it up so it's a little bit easier, and go ahead and spray some soapy water in there and slide these pipes together right there. Okay, pipe is in now. I'm going to put a little bit of dirt around it, then run the compactor over it. Actually, I'm going to cover it real well first, then run the sheep's foot over it, and that will pack down all the dirt there beside it. This dirt actually stayed a lot drier than I thought it would, considering how wet it had gotten. I'm going to collapse this edge right here so there's better transition. And I'm probably going to need some more dirt. More inches of dirt over it, and then go ahead and get on the sheep's foot and pack over all that. Then I can go get the dump truck and start hauling some more dirt down here to raise this road up some more to get even more coverage over top of all this. I will not drive the dump truck over that on the first lift because there's not a whole lot of coverage. Alright, let me finish raking this out and then compact that in, walk over and get the dump truck and go back over to the borrow pit and cut another probably 10 more loads of dirt out, and that should take care of this road crossing. Load number 1 of clay, so looks like I'm going to take out about 10 or 12 inches right here. It has actually dried out a lot considering how much rain we got the other day, which was only 3 days ago now. Pipe is put in and I ran the compactor over it. So I'm gonna back up right to the edge of the pipe and dump this right on top of it. And then I think I can get maybe 4 more loads and then spread them out and then get another row of 5 loads. That'll be 10 loads total. That should be enough to get the grades where they need to go, and then I can start grading the edges, cutting the ditch in on the other side. I got to move this meadow strip over. There's a lot of grading work that's got to be done. The good thing is I raked it with the excavator and it's not leaving any ruts, so I'm happy with that. That didn't get too saturated from the rain, and evidently my compaction was good. So let me figure out how far I can go before I go too far. That's good right there. Lord knows I don't want to crush the pipe. Yeah, that way I can take and dump that right on top of it, drag that back with the dozer, and then be able to cross it to turn around and push all this back over top of it. All right, well, I'm gonna do this 4 more times, spread it out, and then do it 5 more times. Well, that was 5 loads. It might take more than 5 more loads. I got to raise this up some more right here. It doesn't have a whole lot of cover, and I got to raise it up enough so that I can get a ditch on each side because there's kind of like, it flattens off right there, but this still ramps down, so I got to raise that up a little bit. So yeah, it's just gonna take a little bit more dirt, but it'll be nice when I'm done with it. It packed good. So that's what you're shooting for right there. So once the cleats really don't go in the ground, the pads, much more than about that, you've got good compaction. Well, let me go load 5 more, dump that, spread that, and then that'll be, how many loads did I haul the other day? 16 loads of clay, I think. So that'll be 26, and I may get 4 more and just make it an even 30 loads. So a lot of dirt. So the clay stayed nice and dry here in the bank, so that's good. Let's see, this is load number 4, so I come out and get 1 more, spread all that in, and then back up and cut 1 more section out, and that should be enough for the road. Met with the owner, looked at some more stuff up front, how the entrance is going to be. So I got to take some trees down up there and cut the grade down to tie into the road, and just more stuff to do up there, which I knew it was coming once I get done with this section back here. And that should pretty much wrap everything up out here, although I will be here all week. It's just a lot of little things, like, you know, 10 loads of dirt here, and then I spend the rest of the day grading ditches and swales, and then I'll move over here and undercut, you know, strip 8 or 10 loads off of that section of road, maybe 2 or 3 loads of dirt. It's a lot of little things that add up into, you know, a lot of work. But it's broke up just enough where it's hard to get somebody to come help just to haul, you know, 10 loads of dirt, and then I don't need any help because it's pretty much dozer work the rest of the day, and it's just that stuff I need to do by myself. I just need to be focused and no distractions. Up enough to be able to move dirt today, because it was a sure enough mess on Friday. Alright, let me go dump that, get 1 more load, and spread all that out, roll it in, and do it again. That was 6 more loads of dirt. I'm gonna knock that down, roll that in, and still got, I think, probably 3 more loads to kind of get this trimmed out to where it needs to be. Grab lunch and then start working on my swales down each side and get these banks pulled in. I'll probably go ahead and start with that one up there. That way I just kind of keep working my way back over here. And if they get a chance to maybe even just bring me 1 truck, start getting this covered in stone. That way there's a chance of thunderstorms all week. If I do get one, this will be covered, and I won't have to worry about this turning into a mess again. 14 loads of dirt later, road is where it needs to be. I'm happy with that. I've got, I'm put some stone in there to raise that up, but I've got this graded up. You can see I kind of cut a little bit of a swell over there. I'll clean all that up with the skid steer. I've got to do the same thing over here. I'll strip these beans off and then cut a swell right down through here, about center of where the roller is. Push some of that dirt down in there, and I'll make a pile right here. I'll have to lay it over there with the excavator. It's kind of hard to push over that pipe without making a mess. And a little more there, and then I got to cut another meadow strip down on that side. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll this in real quick and then start cutting that ditch down the edge of the road right there, and should pretty well get this wrapped up here pretty soon. So I got my swale cut up there behind the roller, got that dirt pushed down there. I'm gonna take the excavator, scoop it up and lay it right here on this side. Need a little bit more right there. Maybe I'll scoop some of that up if that pile over there is not enough. I started getting the new meadow strip cut over here. I'm gonna take that excavator and rake some of that back so that it kind of runs down here and then goes off into the woods over there. It looks like that needs to go down just a little bit more, not too much, but I can always tweak that. I'll probably come over here with the motor grader and slick this up, make a couple passes, just make sure everything's nice and even. You can just kind of get grade a little bit better with that as far as trimming that ditch out. Roll all this in, and this should be good to go for stone. Now I can go ahead and start measuring out my center line of the road. It's 18 feet wide, so 9 feet on each side of the flags. Paint me some marks, start stripping all this and getting all this ready as well. That's got to be cut out a fair amount. Well, not a fair amount, but some. And then some clay put back in there. So lots to do, but a lot of progress. Well, now the road is pretty much cut through the woods here. All filled in. I'm going to go up there and get the motor grader, come down here and run over this and get this kind of trimmed out a little bit better. Run over it with the smooth drum roller. May come down here with a skid steer and just kind of touch up these edges real quick before calling it a day. And I think I need one more load of dirt right in there and finish cutting that out up and around, and obviously clean all these swells up and everything. But just leaving some dirt high to be able to backfill the stone with. So let's go down here and grab the motor grader, run over this and see how well this dresses up. That motor grader just makes the prettiest swales. Run down there a couple times with the rake, fluff that right up. Road is cut in, got the shoulders banked up to hold the stone in place. So I probably got about 250 feet of road put in today, ready for stone. I'm going to get on the roller and roll all that clay in there real quick, and then jump on the skid steer and power rake those edges there. And then if I still got a little bit more time, I may go up there and lay that pile of dirt up there out of the way. But this right here is pretty much ready for stone. Maybe I can get a truck tomorrow and at least get that covered. That way if it does rain, I won't have a giant mud hole here again, because it is in the shade, and even though it's 100 degrees, it doesn't dry that well being in the shade. That's ready to pave right there almost. Smooth. Well, that looks so much better. It's literally taking me all day. We got the pipe put in. Well, I mean, if you think about it, grade was 8 inches below the top of that pipe. So I filled all this in today, raised that up, cut my swales, got the edges graded, got a nice swell down that edge. Been pretty busy. Got it all raked, rolled in. Come back tomorrow, dump a load of dirt right there, finish undercutting that all the way around, put in the other culvert pipe, maybe get some stone. I don't know. If not, definitely on Wednesday. Should definitely make some progress tomorrow.